In 1938, a machine rolled out of La Grange, Illinois that didn't just change railroads. It rewrote the future of American transportation. Its name was the EMD-FT, and hidden inside was an engine that many engineers believed should never have worked at this scale, the legendary EMD 567. At a time when steam locomotives ruled the rails, most experts thought two-stroke diesel engines were too rough, too unreliable, and too primitive for serious railroad service. Four-stroke engines were considered the refined option. But EMD engineers saw the problem differently. Railroads didn't care about elegance. They cared about power, uptime, and profit. And the 567 delivered all three. The engine used a two-stroke uniflow design that produced a power stroke with every revolution of the crankshaft. That meant more firing events, more torque, and more usable pulling power than many competing engines. Each cylinder displaced an unbelievable 567 cubic inches, bigger than entire car engines of the era. In its massive 16-cylinder configuration, the engine reached nearly 9,100 cubic inches of displacement. But raw size wasn't what made the 567 legendary. The real genius was how EMD designed it for nonstop punishment. Freight locomotives didn't operate like cars or trucks. They ran at steady RPM for hours, sometimes days, hauling thousands of tons across mountains, deserts, and frozen plains. The 567's long-stroke design was built specifically for that kind of constant heavy-duty operation. Everything about the engine prioritized reliability. The gear-driven accessories eliminated belts that could fail. Unit injectors simplified the fuel system. The enormous forged steel crankshaft reduced vibration under load. And the famous Roots blower forced air into the cylinders, making the two-stroke cycle work with incredible consistency. The result was an engine that could survive conditions that destroyed other power plants. But the 567's greatest innovation wasn't horsepower. It was maintenance. Steam locomotives were engineering masterpieces, but they were maintenance nightmares. They required constant servicing, armies of skilled workers, and long repair times. EMD changed the game with something called the power assembly. Instead of rebuilding an engine piece by piece, mechanics could remove an entire cylinder assembly as a single module. A damaged unit could be swapped out in hours instead of weeks. Railroads could get locomotives back into service the same day, and that changed the economics of rail transportation forever. That modular design became one of the smartest engineering decisions in locomotive history. Even better, the same parts worked across multiple engine configurations. Whether a railroad operated a V6, V12, or V16 version, many components remained identical. Mechanics trained on one engine could work on them all. Parts inventories became simpler. Downtime dropped dramatically, and EMD didn't stop at engines. The company sold complete systems, generators, traction motors, electrical controls, maintenance programs, training schools, and field support. Competitors tried copying the engine, but they couldn't replicate the ecosystem built around it. By the 1950s, the sound of the 567 became the sound of modern America. Locomotives like the GP7 and GP9 proved diesel power could outperform steam in almost every category. Passenger units powered by twin 567 engines crossed the country faster, cleaner, and more reliably than steam locomotives ever could. Then came another brilliant twist. Instead of forcing railroads to replace entire locomotives, EMD designed future upgrades to fit older engine blocks. Many surviving 567 locomotives today actually contain newer 645 power assemblies inside the original crankcases. That upgrade path extended locomotive life by decades and saved railroads millions of dollars. Few engines in history have adapted so well across generations. And even today, the EMD 567 refuses to die. You'll still find them working in industrial yards, tourist railroads, marine vessels, and backup power systems. Some have been running for more than half a century. In an era obsessed with disposable technology, the 567 remains proof that simple, durable engineering can outlast entire industries. The EMD 567 didn't just replace steam locomotives. It changed maintenance philosophy, transformed railroad economics, and helped modernize transportation across America. It became one of the most successful diesel engines ever built, not because it was flashy, but because it worked day after day, year after year. And that's what true engineering greatness looks like. If you enjoyed this deep dive into legendary machines that changed the auto industry and transportation history forever, make sure to subscribe to Engine Insights USA for more stories about the engineering breakthroughs, forgotten innovations, and powerful machines that shaped the modern world.